Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up, Aaron? Josh, what's going on? My beautiful wife, who's really just right upstairs here. Stevie Dario, what's happening? JR, nice to see you this morning. Mark Dahl, what's going on? Dustin, what's happening? Tony, what's up? We'll get started in a couple minutes. We'll let some more people jump in. Jim T, we got to talk later. I got to ask you a question about something. James, what's happening? 2 minutes, we'll get started. What are you guys doing first thing in the morning? Well, the question is, what's up, Scotty? What are you doing? What do you like to do first thing in the morning? I'm curious about that for you guys. One of the things I like to do is get up and do some studying and some computer work and get some things done and definitely charge my brain with some learning. I'm curious, what do you like to do when you first wake up? Are you someone who's just got to jump in and start doing a bunch of things? Do you start learning? What is that stuff? Made 2K, awesome, that's great. Matt Puzio, what's up? Sean, what's happening? Cousin Jeff, big ol' A. Okay, share with someone else. We're gonna talk marketing this morning. So as soon as we get a couple more people on there, I'm just seeing on my computer what I have open that I'm gonna hopefully have some time to work on a little bit or learn from today. I think that's a big thing. I think people don't spend enough time learning to execute on stuff, so they never solve their problems, because I just don't think enough people invest time to solve their problems, which will probably lead us into marketing. But I think people have a lot of problems, things they deal with, and I don't think they spend enough time educating themselves or up-leveling. I think they do a whole lot of other stuff that doesn't move the needle, and then when they see somebody like me that moves the needle, they're wondering, like, how the hell do you get it done? Well, I invest in myself in studying and training and learning and executing on things. But most people have not taken those, when you look at where they were and where they are, they might have moved the needle some, but did they move the mind's needle? What's up, Mike and Julie? Good morning. Dustin Folks, what's up, brother? Wake up and thinking about biz. Probably need to learn first. Yeah, Nick, what's going on? Herman, I find that, Brian, pretty good, that if I get up and start by learning something, what's up, Ben? Even if it is a podcast, an audio book, I have a lot of stuff at one time. So I also found out I'm like a buffet type person. So if you look at my computer here, which I can't show you, but if you look at my computer, a friend of mine gave me access to one of his badass programs that is all about, it's really, really cool, and he's doing some really great stuff, and I love to learn from my friends. Let me go back to lessons here, and he has like building a playbook and building your freedom, and he's just got some, delegating. He's just got some cool stuff. And so I love learning from him. So I have that program open on my computer. Wim Hof, I have all kinds of his videos open. I love that guy. I keep wanting, I keep practicing his breathing methods. I think they're really, really great. And then I have something on consciousness, on lucid dreaming and out-of-body type stuff, because I'm just fascinated by the ability to move energy at a whole new level. So that's open right on my computer. So I'll just normally pick in the morning what I'm going to work on and what am I going to learn from this morning. Then I have my chats open and stuff like that, which normally is people talking to me about projects or stuff in the business that's going on. And then I have a whole bunch of stuff on my desktop. Like I have something that I'm learning about with LinkedIn, which is just a really, really great marketing vehicle. So I think if you have all that stuff, just kind of stage so you don't have to go find it. And then I have a really cool one on my phone here that I'm listening to. So make sure you plan for that. Trevor, what's going on? Kim, Tracy, what's up? Laura, what's happening? Okay, let's get 5 more people on and then I'll get started. I brought a bunch of goodies to talk to you guys about with marketing. So we'll get 5 more people on, then we'll get rocking and rolling. While we're waiting for a couple more people, why don't you share what's the latest book that you have read? I'm reading one now, which is about soul type stuff. But I will tell you the last impactful book was Outwitting the Devil, the audiobook by Napoleon Hill. And I'm thinking I'm going to go listen to that again because this whole, what's up, Josh? This whole harmonic rhythm thing is exactly how people are being controlled. What's up, Keith? And they're being controlled through this harmonic rhythm. And I think Napoleon Hill nailed, 70-something years ago, some real cool strategies about that. It worked for me by Colin Powell. Oh, awesome. There's a great resource, everybody. John Watts, what's up, brother? Dwayne, Outwitting the Devil was just mind-blowing. Lincoln on Leadership, great book. What I've learned many years ago, Subconscious Mind Secrets, that sounds good too. What's up, Rick? What I learned many years ago is people are reading stuff. Now, if you're going to read for enjoyment, that's cool. That's awesome. Pick any book you want that sounds enjoyable and read it. But if you're reading because you don't know why you're reading something, you just pick it up because someone said, read the book on leadership from Lincoln. You're like, I'm going to get that book. That's how I used to be. And we purged a lot of our books. My wife and I got rid of tons of them. But I have bookshelves and bookshelves and bookshelves of books. And then I found out I learn better by audiobooks anyway. And that seems to be my best way to learn. I'm listening out with a devil over for the 4th time. Yeah, it's just amazing. It's amazing. Well, now you got to start questioning what's happening in your life with it. So the fact is, I always say a book, a resource, get what solves a problem. Okay, that's the next book you read. Like, where are you lacking? If you're lacking in marketing, well, then you should be asking people, what's the greatest marketing book? Or what's the top 5 great marketing books of all time that you want to do? If you're suffering with mindset, then you want to ask people, what is the greatest mindset book? Now, the thing that I want to know is from those of you that put resources here. What's up, Tommy Weber? Good morning, brother. A lot of warriors on here today. Good morning, warriors. So if a lot of you that listen to stuff, so Steve Addario, Subconscious Mind Secrets, Outwitting the Devil, type in right now, what was one of the biggest impactful points of the book? JR, Lincoln on Leadership. What is the biggest impact point that you took away from that? Trevor, it worked for me. What is the big impact point that came out of that? Because I found out, and someone taught me this many years ago. They taught me that what you want to do is read a book until there's evolution, right? So most people are reading a book because they've been trained in school. I hope this is good. I wasn't going to talk about this, but I figured what the hell? What's up, Mary? You were taught in school, read Tom Sawyer. You must finish it to the end. You must do the book report. And later I figured that's ridiculous. If you start a book and it's not doing it for you, you throw the thing out. It's not like you're not a winner of completing a complete boring book that's not serving you right now. What's up, Ann? You read a book and I'm just sharing the way that it worked for me, and it's worked pretty good. I would like to think that this has taken my personal life. It's definitely a key point that helped me build a $32 million business, right? Is what's up, Chad? I would pick up first, what book do I need to solve a problem? Let me give you this quick formula real quick. What is my problem that I'm dealing with now that is holding me back from wealth, freedom, market domination, spirituality? What is it that's holding me back right now? Once I have that, I'm like, okay, what is the resource to solve it? Now, if I'm already doing stuff and the resource is, well, let me feed my brain with an audiobook, I'll get that. Next thing is I listen to evolution, which means the minute I get that, boom, holy crap, that's what I've been waiting for, then I stop and say, how do I put that into action? Write that down, put it in action. Now, if you think that you could put multiple things in action, which I'm good at that, but if you're not good at multiple things in action, well, then you have to stop there and put it in action. Otherwise, you're going to have a whole bunch of wisdom with no execution. So you're a super smart person that's yet to break the boundaries. So you want massive wealth or you want to grow a company and you yet to get there. Let's see what my man Steve Addario is saying. Outwitting the Devil. Book has connected a lot of the stories in the Bible on breaking down the stories like guarding your mind 24/7. Yeah, 100%. And I love the guy that plays the devil's voice. I think that's just, I think they nailed it with the voice. The Subconscious Mind Secrets has helped me understand people and how to apply solutions. I have learned a deeper level to help them. Perfect. All right. So do we have the simple formula? Let's do a quick recap, and then I have some marketing stuff that I'm going to go into. Recap. What's your big problem? Number 2, what's the audiobook and I love like programs, digital programs. I love that stuff. But what is the number 1 resource to get that you're going to consume? Consume it till evolution, okay? Consume it till evolution. Then after evolution, you want to go to execution, and you want to execute it as fast as you can. Then you may go back in the book to get more evolutions. Make sense? When you're done with the book and you feel like, man, I just solved my problem, don't complete the book. Otherwise, you're not guarding your time. Steve Dario said, like, you got to guard your mind. And I'll tell you, it's more in your mind. You gotta guard your whole energy field, right? You gotta guard your mind, your body, and your spirit. All of those combined. Well, then just execute on that stuff, and don't worry about the next thing. All right, should we get into some marketing? Let's get into some marketing. So first off, these priority mail envelopes. Can you see this here? These priority mail envelopes are, well, pretty much most of the time you could get them for free, and a lot of people are sending out marketing, and they want it to stick. They want it to be impactful. They want it to get through the noise. This gets through the noise every time. Everybody opens this envelope. I don't know anybody, Steve, that gets this in their mail and they're like, I don't recognize this priority mail. I'll just throw it the hell out. Like, I don't think anybody does that. I think they open it up. So number 1, the vehicle that you're getting to the customer for, and marketers like Dan Kennedy that I spent a lot of private time with and stuff, it's more, instead of a quantity, it's about quality. It's about what's going to make the biggest punch to go through. And you see a lot of people going for quantity over quality, and then their returns on that are so small that they're getting. What's up, Greg? What's up, Deb? It's so small. So 1, you might want to ask yourself, what is your marketing packaged in? And I just grabbed a whole bunch of random pieces here to share with you. The other thing is, you don't have to go with the bubble wrap one. They have the regular priority envelope if you're sending some kind of letter or something like that. Now, yes, cost goes up, but does cost really go up? I mean, think about it a minute. It's all about the return that you're going to get on this piece. So if this piece, if this postcard is 50 cents, if this is $3, and this gets you 10% return, and this gets you 0.001, you have to ask yourself, right? And the other thing is, I think people are not investing. They don't understand direct mail enough for, what's up, Greg, for cost per lead. What's up, Mom? Everybody say, hey, Mom. They don't understand cost per lead. So they would spend $65. They spend $65, $75, $85, $125 for a lead, but they don't send enough direct mail. Now I got to tell you something. Direct mail is probably what they're going to say someday is one of the lost secrets. One of the lost secrets out there to getting leads. I mean, because when you talk about this, and that's really a majority of what I'm talking about today, is direct mail marketing, is that, it's, you have to go to the mailbox. You're going to touch this stuff. You get more time. A lot of people don't pay attention to it. They ran away from it because there's like, a stamp is 40 whatever cents it is. So they ran away from it. But you have this little box that has only a select amount of pieces in it. But Bed Bath & Beyond is still doing it. If you look at the companies that are still doing it, Money Mailer is still doing it. All of these, Valpak is still doing it. When you look at all these things, you have to ask yourself, could this be one of the greatest vehicles of still time to leverage, and nobody's doing it? What's up, Sean? What's up, Mandy? Nice to see you. Blaine, what's going on? And so this, you could wrap in an envelope. You could put your stuff in there. So now let's talk about simple things. This is a pretty good piece here. I looked at it in the mail. Now, of course, I'm a junkie for looking at marketing. I believe in studying marketing. So the guy looks pretty good. Richard Abrams, broker owner. So he looks all right. I'm not big. If I was to get a broker, I don't want a suit and tie guy. They turn me off, the suit and tie guys. I did like this part, and I'll have to show you. I don't know if it's reversed or not. Maybe let me know if you could read it the way I'm holding it or if it's reversed. I'm not going to change it, but I'll at least explain it to you. I did like this part. Property evaluation certificate. I thought that was an awesome positioning. And what you want is, now I think they dirtied it up. You know, if you go by, and I'm a big believer in strong headline and sub-headline that reinforces the strong headline. And I would say for any of my marketers that are on here, thank you, Blaine. Well, I'm not going to be able to reverse it for you guys. So you're going to have to bear with me. I'll show you, but then just go by the lessons that I'm teaching you, and next time we'll reverse it or something. But if you look at the headline, most marketing pieces that I see today that are built, and I see a lot of them, right? Because we're working with whatever, a couple hundred companies almost, and the headlines are bad and the sub-headlines are bad. So if you look at this property evaluation certificate, but they muddied it up by putting the Century 21 here instead of down here. I get that's probably they had to market that, but I don't think anybody tells it has to be there. Then it says, this reinforces the headline. What's up, Eddie? This says, this certificate entitles you to an evaluation of your property. Contact me to schedule an appointment. I will show you how much your property is worth in today's marketplace. So this is this is what they call a gateway offer, except this is a zero cost gateway offer. Most offers in the service industry are a $59 tune-up, a $93 drain, or whatever it is. Any low dollar thing to get somebody in the door is a gateway offer. Doesn't it matter if it's McDonald's with the dollar hamburger? That's what they call a gateway offer. Now, why I'm going through this teaching, you should be writing notes of concepts and saying to yourself, do I understand this concept or don't I? And if you don't understand, write down gateway offer so that maybe you could ask me a question on social media, or maybe we have a Warrior Global. You might want to suggest to get in that private Facebook group if you're not in there. So then I look down and it says issued by Richard Rich Abrams, broker owner. So that's kind of a little weak positioning. Then it says two convenient locations. So now they're given the location of the facility. That's fine. And then they have a house, and they're hoping that this house is the avatar. Now that's not my house. My house is smaller than that. So it says if your property is currently listed with a real estate broker, please disregard this offer. It is not our intention to solicit the offering of other real estate brokers. We are happy to work with them and cooperate fully. Each office is independently owned and owned. So they're giving their little statement. Someone must have been all pissed off at one time. What's up, Joe? So I would say headline good, too low. Positioning this evaluation certificate, I would think anybody in their in the HVAC industry probably could play with that. Then when you go to the back, look at this. This is one of the parts I wanted to show you. Right here, it says, how much is your home work in today's market? So that there can turn somebody off because it's like, how much is your home worth in today's market is what they want to say. So they have a spelling error. Now, spelling errors are great if you're doing it for positioning to get people to say it's spelled wrong. Like I remember a couple marketers, you know, I went and I'm like, dude, your link doesn't work. And he's like, yes, I know my link doesn't work. That's part of the strategy. I want everybody to reach out to me and say the link doesn't work because that's the most interested people that are there. And then on the back it says, I know your neighborhood for 40 years. Probably, maybe not the strongest credibility, but pretty good. So how do you take something like this to the next level? Well, of course, he's got testimonials with no pictures on it. So I'd highly recommend. So a testimonial, if you want to take testimonials to the next level in your marketing, and you should, you would want to have the testimonial, a picture of the real person, and possibly an additional video link to say, to hear more of what they said, click here. Because the more impactful social proof you have, the better it's going to work. We don't know if these if these testimonials are real or not, or they just wrote it. I mean, it's Kevin and Linda B, right? Like we don't really know about that. And then he has his cell phone number on the back. Credibility for him, besides 40 years, maybe not enough credibility for me. Enough people either saying things about him. I'd love to see the last 3 homes that they did this evaluation for. That's what I'd like there. All right, let's go to the next one. I thought this was really good. Actually, this was a pen company. You see this? It's just a basic envelope. It's got a different type of font on it. What's up, Frankie and Mike? What's up? It's got a different type of thing. But what I want to tell you is, of course, as you guys know, lumpy mail is one of the best ways to get people to open the mail. They feel something in it. Now, this was a pen company. They send you a pen and try to sell you a pen, right? But the thing, let me put this in here and show this to you. The fact is, and I know it's hard for you to see it, but if you could kind of look at this, it's bubbled and you could tell there's stuff in it. And you know it's probably some kind of bubble wrap or something, but it makes it lumpy, so it makes it impactful. So this could definitely get it opened, and all this is a piece of plastic. You know, I don't know what this, it's probably like some kind of, it's recycled, it's from China, which I don't know about that. And it looks like it's probably some kind of mold or something, and they probably buy this really, really cheap. But you don't need a lot of this. You could just put a piece in there, which is going to get people to own it. Now, if you ship people garbage, then that's going to be it. He couldn't sell one of my houses, but nice postcards. Yeah, well, that's useless then, right? And so this here can create lumpy real affordable. Now, of course, I think you should give them something of value. But if you're putting this in on top of something that you want to protect it, maybe you're giving them a coupon card or something, and you put the coupon card here like you're protecting it. Well, people are going to open something that has thickness to it, and they feel things on it. Then let's talk about like how to make a mistake with your direct mail. Making people work too hard to understand your direct mail. And I have a lot of friends on here, brilliant marketers on here right now. And I'll tell you, like less than 5, definitely less than 10% of direct response marketing do I look at, and it meets all the standards, checks off all the blocks, and has a quality feel to it and impactful. The rest of it, the 90%, I would say we're making it too hard for people to buy, to make a decision. Most of the marketing is just pushing an offer. There's no education-based marketing on it. There's no consumption marketing. There's no take action now and shelf life of the marketing. And if you look at these things, the headlines are weak, the sub-headlines are weak, the credibility is weak on it. So it just becomes a selling tool, and you hope that it sticks. But most people are being sold too much stuff today as it is, and that's working against them. That, you know, they're getting this and Bed Bath Beyond and Valpak and pizza stickers, and then you drive down the road and there's billboards. Everybody's feeling sold, but very few are feeling served. And you should probably pay attention real close to that statement. Very few are being served. Most are being sold. So type in so far what is stuck out for you while we're going through it, so I make sure that you're learning. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to make sure that you're learning about marketing, because you need to up-level your marketing, right? Dean Jackson would say, you know, marketing is everything and everything's marketing. Brian Kurtz would say marketing is the only thing. What's up, Bill? Nice to see you, brother. He would say marketing is the only thing. And I would say marketing is the first thing, right? Because you need that impactful marketing, and most people are just horrible at it. And so if you look at this card, this is somebody that's in my market, used to compete against them. Compete. Maybe they eventually got to 10 million or something, and we were doing 32 million. So, they were in our market. Let's put it that way, and we knew them. So if you look at the back of this postcard, I know you can't read a lot of this, but it's okay. Look at it structurally. So on the back, the company of choice you can trust. 42 Arctic Air Conditioning. So they've been around a long time. And they're Lennox. So I don't know if that tells me I can trust them. Like what tells me that I can trust them? Then it says receive up to $3,500 in rebates. Now this clearly is some kind of probably Linux piece. It doesn't look like a formal Linux piece to me, but then watch this when I turn it around. So you see this structure here? When I turn it around, I now have to turn the card this way to read it. This doesn't make any logical sense to me to have me horizontal layout and vertical layout. To me, that sounds very, very confusing. What do you guys think? Then it says, bring in the new year with a 0% financing interest until 2020 on the new energy efficient system. Call for a free sales estimate. And that's it. So right away, the only conversation, what's up, Gabe? The only conversation that this person wants to have with me right now, let me see who else joined us. Chris, what's going on? The only conversation this person wants to have with me is to sell me. That's it. There's no serving here at all. So there's no like, hey, we could replace your unit if you're thinking about it, but what if you want it fixed? What if you don't want it to break? What if you don't want to replace it now? And this is going to be mission critical moving forward, because I don't know about what Bill thinks, but I think in the economical world of where we're going could be pretty interesting in the next year and a half of what's going to happen. And people, I think, are already starting to prepare for that, especially your affluent people or your upper middle class, what's up, James, are starting to prepare for these things and making sure they're making the smartest moves. So you should be talking about making things last longer, not replacing it. That's probably the gateway offer. And so if I need him for any other service, so you're going to save me on this, but what if I need a heating call? So there's no bait for me to say, but if you need a heating call or something breaks, this. So I would say this is, by my standards, epic failure on so many things, let alone a confused mind says no, and a confused mind on marketing says garbage pail. That's what it does there. All right, next thing I have for you guys is, why did I pull this one out? This is, this is an interesting thing. This I pulled out because actually this is the car wash that I go to. And this is one of those like newspaper coupon things. The problem with this is that when the designers design this, Keith, they are not paying attention to, okay, so laminated, right, glossy, at least you can see reflection, it's got some texture. This here is newspaper. And so a lot of people are trying to use the same colors they would use on laminate postcard in a cheap newspaper type flyer. And the problem is, if you look at these two, at the colors of them, of course, unless they put laminate, you're going to get this dilution, this diluted color. But people are not looking at it and saying, let me design the ad so it pops on this diluted material, on this newspaper material. So they never designed it. So look at this poor landscaper's ad. I mean, all the colors are sucked right in. The text is sucked right into the ad. You can't even read it. And then just so you know, there's a sense of psychology through colors. And a lot of you probably want to look up psychology of colors or emotions that colors have, and you're going to find a chart. So if we use the most common sense one, you see this is all red. Well, I mean, when you think of red, you could think of a heart, but normally you think of blood, you think of stop signs. I mean, stop sign is probably one of the first things you learned as a kid, right? That's a stop sign, stop, red, And if you think of that with the colors, then the colors are even though people don't go, well, what is it telling me to stop? It's intuitiveness. It just comes to you, and you're fighting against it. So colors in all your marketing is going to matter. I mean, look at how this thing is laid out here. It's just red, 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 and then they put yellow on it. So when you look at it, like, especially if your eyes are not great and you need glasses, you're looking at it, you're like, okay, well, everything's red. and then the font is white on red and you can't read it. So your marketing has to be laid out. Now I think they did a pretty good job on this back piece. As you could see, they used it to, what's up, Rob? They used it to their advantage here, right? They used a lot of white space, which made this crappy paper and printing on it still look good. They managed for white space. Headline of the subject looks good. Routinely update cosmetic collections. But then they throw in there's this, and just look at it for color. Don't worry about what it says. Here is a light blue, and you can't even read it, so it makes it hard for me. So if I get on this and this is too difficult to read, then there's no value. If it's too difficult to read the marketing, there's no value at all. All right, so let's do a summary of a couple key things about marketing. And enough people are not talking about it because I don't think they have the skill set of it. But pretty much if, anybody that's built a sizable company, probably over maybe 20, 30, 40 million dollars, understands the marketing game is critical. Everybody wants the marketing to be this simple little thing, like I give $1 to someone and they give me a person. That's a great game, but that game has limitations on scalability versus diversification. What's up, Brian? What's up, Scott? And diversification is, one, you should strongly ask yourself, do you have since we're talking about direct mail strategies here, do you have a direct mail diversification strategy here? And if you don't, you might want to consider that. And then of course you have your existing list or your warm list, whatever you want to call it. And then you have your cold list or new people that you're trying to make an introduction to. And a lot of people are just messing this up. Like, one, they're not talking to their existing customers enough. Imagine you're with a customer. Tell me how you guys feel. I want you all to type something in. You're a customer. You just spent $25,000 over the last 5 years with a company. Doesn't matter what company it is. And then they send you this in your mailbox. Hey, want to buy something else? Tell me how you feel right now. You spent $25,000. It doesn't matter if you bought a bunch of TVs. It doesn't matter what you bought. You bought a car. It's kind of like, I remember, I think it was maybe Mercedes-Benz. I don't know. Rob and I bought, we had something, and then they sent something, and it was like, this is what you send? This is the gift that you send? You buy a $80,000, $100,000 car, and you send a shitty, just wanted the thank you letter. Like, expect that. BMW sends you like a USB, like it's heavy duty and it's in a fancy box, right? Just like a number, Deb says. Yeah, so like, it's like, you mean I gave you all that money and this is how you're gonna show me you care? You're gonna put a piece of shit in my mailbox, right? I mean, that's not gonna make impact moving forward. It's gonna make people wonder, are you really different? Do you really care? So in the direct mail world, in the direct mail version of things, strategies, the strategy, not only does it have to be impactful on the first one, it has to maintain or exceed the impactfulness as you move forward. You must improve it. Otherwise, they're going to feel like this doesn't make any sense. I mean, the worst thing is to send nothing at all, right? If you never send a thank you card at all, I would say this is probably one of the most pathetic areas of business that I see today. Is very few people. What's up, Josh? Josh, has your brain has it sped up or slowed down or cooled off since war planning? For those of you that are on here, we just did our 3 days of war planning with 11 different companies where we reverse engineered their complete business for 2019 and how many calls and all the strategic moves and marketing and sales and operational systems. I mean, that's one of the things that we've learned that can help a company move faster than ever, is that when we help them with their marketing, sales, operational systems, their core values and manuals and strategies, I mean, it could just move the needle really, really fast. Cooled off, now getting geared up, speed up. Perfect. What's up, Justin? So back to the marketing side of things. One, let's make sure we're using the right vehicle for the right person. Number two, let's make sure we're going at it with the very best chance, whatever that vehicle is. I told someone the other day, one of my clients, I'm like, whoever is designing this, Well, I told a bunch of them this in the last couple of months. I said, whoever's designing your stuff, you can't keep bringing it to me. I can't do anything with this. It is, if you expect me to say good or bad to this, I can't do anything there. All I could do is say bad. The designer doesn't have, look, if you go in the website world, right, and people are selling website designs, and I want to hear from you guys if you think this is true or not. For those of you that are marketers out there, know what's happening is, in my world, I'm like, okay, you need someone who could build a website, but they must be a marketer. If they're not a marketer, okay, what I would consider a marketer with skill and understanding of what's up, David? Skill and understanding of colors, concepts, emotions, movement, how people make decisions, the value proposition that people are gonna buy at that moment to move forward. How do you create attention on there? Like, if you're just building it, you're like, well, that's a really cool site. And I'm like, okay, it looks awesome. How's it work? Well, it works good. How do you know? Well, do you have heat mapping on it? Do you have Google Analytics? I'm like, what are you doing? Show me the numbers, and then not how it's working today. How is it consistently working? Is it growing? Is it improving? Is it moving forward more? So you guys have to first, whoever you're going to work with. Now, I don't sell marketing. I sell expertise, right? We're a training and coaching organization. We advise people on what's good and what's bad, and then we give them strategies to implement that pretty much no one else is implementing in the world. They never thought about it. Just because they don't have the experience of building big companies, so they don't understand to evaluate and look at change. I mean, look, I made and I share it publicly, David, I made one of the biggest mistakes ever. I did, it was over 2.5, maybe more than that, million in TV during the election year with Trump and Hillary. Now, I didn't know till after the fact of watching what was happening. I thought I could force through that. They have way too much damn money, way too much exposure. So what happens is, and we'll be here again with the next election, if you're flooding money in the wrong area with the wrong strategy, and all of a sudden, we had the most creative shit ever, but we could not we could not outwin the frequency game. We couldn't win the frequency game. And in the end, yeah, we grew by millions of dollars and it was great, but not what I projected to grow. Not what I projected to grow. I mean, I would say it was probably part of when we hit, let me see, it was right around there. We did do like a $3.5 million month, but the fact is, once it started to get down to the last 3 months of the election, like that was just dollars I was throwing away. And I should have went to a maintenance program just to drip so you saw, you seen us in the market, and should have took that and reallocated the funds. And now in hindsight, I would have went right for direct mail because they were owning the waves just about everywhere. I would have went existing customers, direct mail, and new customers, direct mail, because you have to get ultimate attention. And you have to get it where no one else, and they didn't hit the direct mail strategy. They hit the social media strategy, the TV, because of the news was dominating. So maybe this marketing talk for you is about being prepared moving forward, and things to think about as we get towards the next election. Like, well, what is going to be my strategy, my portfolio, my differentiators to be different in the market? And then you got to go at this with the very, very best shot. And you have to work with world-class marketers. If you're not working with world-class marketers, you need to surround yourself with world-class people. You have to. It's just mandatory for growing a business. That's why a lot of people, when they attend our 4-day Service Business Edge event, they're blown away because I'm giving you strategies that I've used and I'm giving you the knowledge. I mean, the strategies, the direct mail and the systems and the hiring systems and all that stuff we give, that's amazing stuff, right? The customer experience packet, the membership, that stuff is great. The knowledge, up-leveling your knowledge of the understanding of what I'm talking about, this is the real deal. This is the shit that not enough people know, and the people that do know, they're not sharing it with you. They're definitely not sharing it with you. I mean, anybody can build a, $8, $5, $10 million company on, pay-per-click and doing a bunch of shit. But very few will ever bust past that. That's why I try not to get under skin too much, but it's like, that's puppy stuff. Like, you don't even understand real strategicness until after you're bumping past 20 million, because it's not the short-term win, it's not the 3-year win, it's the long-tail win, the game you have to play. All right, do me a favor, type in really quick, give me 2 action items that you're gonna take away after this training this morning with me, because that's all that matters to me, is that you got world-class information and that you're gonna take action. And then also, while you're doing that, after some of you are done, if you could share this with somebody, I'm gonna post it. Anybody who is a marketer that you work with, maybe send this to them. My hopes is, and I don't work with marketers, I mean, I'm friends with some of the top marketers in the planet, but at least maybe they'll find some insights, or if they disagree, tell them to come and fight with me a little bit. But maybe some of the insights will help up-level, what's up, Ruben? Up-level them, and if you're working with them, up-level your business too at the same time. Color analysis, 100%. Jasmine, what is going on? Good morning. Justin, how you doing? A lot of you that are just joining, you're going to have to go back. Any of you that are interested in attending, we do have some spots left for our February 5th to 8th Service Business Edge event. So that's February 5th to 8th in New Jersey. It's 4 days, mind-blowing 4 days. We give a $1 million guarantee at the end of day 1, which means at 10 o'clock at night, if you believe I haven't given you easily $1 million in value, I will give you back your flight, I will give you back your room, I'll give you back your total investment, and even give you back money for any crappy food you ate in the airport. We've never given back $1 in 5 years now of CEO Warrior. So if you're interested in something like that, send me a private message or hit below, and we will get you on track. Excited about attending. Yeah, brother, it is going to be, and I have a lot of warriors on here. It'll be mind-blowing and life-changing for you, guaranteed. We don't blow smoke. I don't have to. I sold a $32 million business, so I don't have to sell anybody anything forever. But what I do have to educate people on is that you don't have to suffer, and suffering is a choice, right? I mean, suffering is a clear choice in most places, especially in business. Suffering happens from lack of knowledge and execution of knowledge and knowing what to do and when to do it and the right way to do it. And that's what we do. We up-level everybody during the Service Business Edge event. And I mean, there's a cool bonus. I mean, Jay Abraham, $9.4 billion man, he's going to be there in a small room, not in, a lot of people are going to these things, and I think it's great. They're going to go to Grant Cardone's thing and these things. These are rock concerts. I think rock concerts are cool. They're fun. You cheer, you laugh, you might take away one thing. And I think rock concerts are awesome. But rock concerts are fun, but they're not impactful, right? And if you're looking for business impact, you want to come to a total immersion environment. You don't want to go to a stadium for total impact. And you want to leave with a blueprint, which is the most important thing at the end of day 4, is to leave with a blueprint, not some generic piece of crap, a blueprint that is mapped out for your company and your time and your location. That's what you want to do, because when you leave with a blueprint, now you got to execute on it. And we approve everybody's blueprint. Beneficial to single owner operations. How are you ever going to get to, how do you ever, someone told me, I don't know if I'm the only guy in a truck. I'm like, how are you going to get out of a truck? Me and my partner were in a truck. How was I going to get out of a truck if nobody taught me? It's like this. It's like, hey, I want to be a heart surgeon, right? But I'm never going to learn how to really cut open a heart. I'm just going to grab a butter knife and try cutting people open until I figure it out. This is brutal, man. People send their kids to college, forever, 30, 40, 50,000 a year college. And most adults and business owners that got to support their kids, their family, they never invest in themselves. And right now, I told my team the other day, this is the lowest investment I've ever offered to the market. Why? Well, because I want to make it very, very easy. The ticket used to be, if you go back 4 years ago, $6,500 a ticket. Don't even talk to me, because if you don't pay, you don't pay attention. And I need to make sure you really pay attention when you come. So how will you ever get, and look, I'm not selling anybody anything, man. We did $200 million in 10 years. I'm not selling you nothing. Grant Cardone, these other gurus, they got to sell the shit out of you to get in their stadium to the rock concert. I don't have to sell anybody. What I'm doing is educating people man, come and learn from someone who's going to give you the hurtful truth, not the comforting lie. Yeah, you'll feel good, but I'm not about making you feel good for 4 days. I'm about making you change, and permanent change, so you can move forward and your life changes forever. You know what I mean? I tell people, like, sometimes I think I care more about your damn business than you own care. Sometimes I think I care more about some business owners' lives than they care about their own lives today, because they're just not moving forward fast enough. I'm given the tools. I'm not given some thing that you need a college degree, engineer's degree to understand. I don't have that. I'm giving you the stuff, pulling it down in simplistic terms and saying, this is what it makes sense. And look, all these people that tried to confuse you, these consultants, gurus, trying to give you their philosophies, make it all like secretive and stuff. There's no secret here. Let me show you exactly the simple, easy way. Here's the marketing piece. Here's the operational piece. This is how you get out of damn truck. So yeah, I went on a little bit of a rant. Justin, small or big company need to be, yeah, I mean, we have companies that are doing under 200, and we had companies that started from zero. We have companies that doing 250,000. And we have had companies that have been doing over $90 million working with us in CEO Warrior. So we adapt and modify for each person to make sure they get what they need to move forward next, and make sure their life changes. I mean, this is so critical for me. I'm in that legacy stage. I need to make sure I'm making a huge damn impact in the world. And there's no better place that I'd rather make an impact than business owners. You know, because we're making the world turn, man. You get rid of business owners and businesses today, this is what hurts the economy. Nothing else. Business owners and businesses. When that does bad, that hurts the economy. Yeah, so if you're interested in that, hit me up. I'll definitely work with you. Anything I have to do to get you in the room and help you out over 4 days. You got to bring your big boy or big girl pants, whoever's on here, because we start early in the morning. We don't end till sometimes 11 o'clock at night. Normally that scares people. I'm like, you will not be tired. That's my job. That's my team's job. That's what we do at CEO Warrior. You're not going to be tired, but if you're coming for 4 days, you want to leave with a plan. This is a blueprint. Remember, it's not a rock concert. It's a damn blueprint. It's a permanent change, life-changing, business-building blueprint that you're leaving with over 4 days. And we have the top business builders that are coming there. I mean, forget about Jay Abraham and these guys. I mean, what about, Mike Disney, one of my master advisors, been with me over 6 years, director of my service company, director of CEO Warrior, managed well over $20 million a year. He understands how to get in Costco stores, Lowe's stores, manage sales teams. I mean, we're not talking about someone going out there saying, here's how you should train your people to sell more. I'm talking about a person who did it in the trenches, right? And what about Denise Swafford? Managed over $50 million in service businesses. Or her husband, that's a master advisor for us, Larry, managed over $30 million for business. Or my business partner and I. To get in a room with that caliber and a small group of people to focus, there's no substitute for it. All right, guys, I'm down in the beach house today, Sunday. It's snowing out there, and I have to get off here now so I can get dressed. I know my wife wants to go and jump on the snowy beach and take a walk out there. So love you guys. Wish you an amazing day. Go back and listen to this, create an action plan, and execute on it. All I want to do is for all of you is get you more freedom, wealth, and market domination. Boom.